What's up, everybody? Trey Bodwin here, and thank you for joining in on a special edition of Trey Finds Texas. As you can see, today I am traveling. I'm actually on the way to New York, and I wanted to share some of the cool things that I found out. This was my first time being in New York, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Being a Texan, we're used to our space, but you definitely don't get space out in New York, but it's an experience. It was great. I will be back. Just to give you guys a little bit of background, I took a flight into Boston to pick up my buddy who's getting his MBA out in Harvard. We ended up stopping in New York. You could check out the NYC skyline right there. And I mean, it's just beautiful. I immediately fell in love with the city. So with that being said, check it out. Let me know what you think. I'll be dropping some cool photos in here for you to enjoy and enjoy. All right, guys, so I made it to the airport. This is my first time being in an airport in nearly 2 years. Had a lot of anxiety just because it's been so long, and of course with COVID safety, just wanting to be as safe as possible. So far so good though. Everybody's been wearing their mask, and stay tuned. Plane ride next. All right, good morning, everybody. Stopped in Boston, about to catch the train to New York. See you soon. So the train ride from Boston to New York wasn't that bad. It was about 3.5 hours, round trip about $200. Can't complain. That being said, I do suggest the plane ride over the train if you are short on time. That is for sure.
It smells like cigarettes.
Oh, it does. And hot dog stands. All jokes aside, New York was immaculate. I really was thankful that the weather was perfect. We were able to walk around Penn Station and see Madison Square Garden. There it is right there. Beautiful day. As you can see, not a cloud in the sky. I mean, it was just a great time. Empire State Building right behind it. I mean, everything was kind of set up for success for us. Watching so many Sarah Funk and John Barr videos, I decided to skip Times Square up close. We did from afar, and it was great. I mean, we had enough time to walk around and check out the outskirts of it, which was perfect. I mean, you still get the great experience with less hassle. If by chance it is your first time visiting New York, I highly suggest checking out the High Line. This was something that was not on my itinerary. It was kind of an Easter egg, right? It just kind of surprised me. My buddy had been in New York a couple of times before, him and his wife, and they were like, yo, you have to go check out all of the cool architecture over there. The High Line is like a very long park that stretches down the Hudson, I believe, into Meatpacking District. From Chelsea, and just the area, it's great. You could probably see from the videos and the pictures here, everything was immaculate. People were just out walking in the middle of the day. It was great. Me and my boy JD strolling around. He introduced me to the High Line, which is this excellent park. It sits about 3 or 4 stories up in the air, and it's just a beautiful spot, man. Green space, crazy cool architecture everywhere. If you know anything about real estate in New York, or you don't, let me tell you, it is expensive. So a big shout out to my friend Trevante, who's also a real estate agent and who shares the first name with me. He's a Compass agent out in NY. I will link his information if you are looking for spots in New York. Shameless plug. Here's a huge tip for everybody. Bring comfortable walking shoes. As you can see, most of the trip was walking, and I loved every bit of it. I think you will too. Everything is detailed and different here. You'll see here, this is their version of a parking garage, New York's version of a parking garage. It's crazy, things that I've never seen before. We had a chance to check out Little Island from the High Line, which was pretty cool. I read about it. It's one of the latest parks established in the area. And then we started walking Meatpacking District, which was probably one of my favorite times of the entire trip. So next, before I get into everything else, I'm an auto guy. Check out where we were able to go. Lucid. For all my car fans out there, especially if you're looking into EVs, let me tell you, you have to check out this Lucid experience. It was one of a kind. The VR set was incredible. I mean, I am a big tech guy. I'm even more of a car fan. Blend the two and you got perfection. Restoration Hardware was another big home run for us. We had no intentions of stopping by. Of course, they're reservation only, so be sure to check that out. You'll love it. All right, guys, so as you may or may not know, we are in Restoration Hardware. Near the end of the trip, man, we stopped in CVS to rehydrate, and I noticed that this was the fanciest CVS I've ever been in, which was pretty cool. Shout out to Arian, who took us around, all around. He stopped and brought us into Washington Square and all around New York, really. So my brother, shout out to him. He took us to the Whitney. We had a great time. I mean, it was just like I said, a cultural experience. The thrift stores were amazing out there. We also had a chance to stop in Little Havana to grab some lunch right there in Soho. And last but not least, I did get some Turkish coffee. I thought that was amazing. It was just a great experience. So I highly suggest stopping into New York if you haven't already. And if you have, check out some of these places. I'll link them in the bio for you. There's just places all over. I mean, it's a great experience. New York is one of the most popular cities for a reason. Everything from Harlem down to Soho, down to, I mean, even if you step into Brooklyn, I'm gonna have to do a separate Brooklyn video. But I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, my friends, be blessed.